He opened the door expecting a delivery. Instead, he found his ex-wife's younger sister standing on his porch in the pouring rain, gripping a single suitcase with both hands. Her makeup had washed away hours ago, but the tears kept falling. She looked at him the way someone looks when they're barely holding onto a ledge. "The engagement is over," she said, unable to meet his eyes. "My parents told me I disgraced the family. My sister won't pick up the phone." She forced out the sentence that would rewrite everything that came next. "There's nowhere left for me to go." For a moment, he couldn't breathe. The last time he'd seen Grace was at his divorce hearing 3 years back. She'd stood behind her sister Claire that day, eyes fixed on the floor, refusing to look his way. He'd assumed she despised him just like everyone else in that courtroom. Now here she was, drenched and trembling, more shattered than he'd ever seen a person look. "I know how insane this is," she said, attempting a smile that didn't hold. "If you want me to go, I understand." He glanced past her at the empty street. There was nothing else out there for her. "Get inside before you catch pneumonia." She exhaled, shoulders sagging with relief. "Thank you." The house felt like it was breathing again. 3 years of silence had settled into every corner after Claire left. She hadn't taken the furniture, just the noise, the plans, the small squabbles over what to watch on a Friday night. Grace stood frozen in the living room, rainwater pooling beneath her coat onto the floor. "I'll wipe that up," she said instantly. "It's only water." "I want to." She spoke like someone terrified of making a single mistake. He handed her a towel. "Guest room's upstairs. Shower first. I'll dig up something dry for you." She looked mortified. "You kept clothes that would actually fit me." "Old college hoodies. They'll swallow you whole." For the first time since she'd arrived, she laughed. Barely 2 seconds of it, but enough to prove the old Grace was still buried somewhere under the wreckage. An hour later, she came down in an oversized charcoal hoodie that hung past her knees, damp hair pulled into a loose knot. She looked closer to 18 than 28. He set a bowl of soup in front of her. "It's not much." "It smells incredible." 2 spoonfuls in, she was crying again. "Sorry," she murmured. "For what?" "I haven't eaten since yesterday morning." He pushed the bread basket toward her without a word. She ate through the tears. He pretended not to notice. Sometimes kindness means letting someone keep their dignity intact. That night, they sat at opposite ends of the couch while rain drummed against the glass. "So," he finally said, "what happened?" She stared into an untouched mug of tea. "His name was Marcus." "I'd heard that much." "Claire told you?" "Once before everything fell apart between us. We were together 4 years." "What went wrong?" She let the silence stretch. "He wasn't just unfaithful. He was engaged to someone else too." He stared at her. "At the same time?" "Different city, different family, different wedding date already booked." "How did you even find out?" "She found me first. Same ring style, same proposal script, word for word." He shook his head, stunned. "I'm so sorry." "Losing him wasn't the worst part," she said quietly. "Realizing I never actually knew him. That's what broke me." That line stayed with him long after she'd gone to bed, because he understood that particular kind of grief better than she knew. The next morning, she insisted on cooking breakfast. "You don't need to. I need to feel useful for something." She hummed while flipping pancakes, and the house stopped feeling hollow. It felt normal again. Dangerously normal. He reminded himself who she was. His ex-wife's sister. Nothing beyond that. Days turned into a week, then several. She applied for jobs nearby, offered rent money he refused, took over the cleaning instead. One evening he came home to fresh flowers on the table. "Found them at the market," she said. $5? Worth it for how much brighter the room feels. She wasn't wrong. Then his phone rang. Claire. He let it ring twice before answering. "So it's true," she said. "What is?" "Grace is living with you." He sighed. She had nowhere else to land. "That's not your responsibility." It became mine the moment she showed up at my door. Claire's tone sharpened. "You always loved playing the hero." He laughed under his breath. "No, I just didn't want your sister sleeping in her car." Silence. "She's using you." "Claire, I know her. Better than you seem to lately." A pause, then ice. "You stopped knowing her a long time ago," he said, and hung up. Grace found him on the porch afterward. "That was her?" "Yeah." "What did she say?" He hesitated, then gave her the truth. She smiled, sad and hollow. "She thinks this is on me." "Is it?" She shook her head. "I ended it because he lied to me for 4 years. My parents think I should have forgiven him anyway." "They actually said that?" "Marriage requires sacrifice, apparently." "He had a second fiancée." "I know." A bitter laugh escaped her. "Appearances matter more than honesty in my family. Always have." Weeks stretched into months. She landed a job at the local library, rented a small storage unit, started smiling like she meant it. They cooked together some nights, watched old films on others, sat outside in silence some evenings just to watch the sky change color. Peace, it turned out, didn't need words. Then one Saturday, someone pounded on the front door. Claire, furious. "You've replaced me with my own sister." Grace froze in the hallway. "No," he said. "You replaced yourself." Claire pushed past him into the house. "You've turned my whole family against me." Grace finally spoke. "No, Claire. You did that all on your own." The room went silent. "I called you for weeks," Grace said. "You blocked my number. I begged Mom and Dad to just listen. They told me to go apologize to the man who cheated on me." Claire crossed her arms. "You were always so dramatic." Something in Grace's face finally cracked open. "No, I was loyal. I loved him completely. And when my entire world fell apart," she looked toward him, "the only person who opened a door for me was the man you spent 3 years telling everyone had ruined your life." Claire looked at him, then around the house. The family photos long gone. The marriage a memory with no trace left in these rooms. Without another word, she turned and walked out. The door clicked shut. Neither of them moved. "I think I just lost my sister," Grace whispered. He looked at her, quiet and certain. "No, she lost you."